What is going on, guys? Today we're going to shoot a quick video looking at a weekly paying ETF that has recently came out the past couple months. They have since paid a couple of distributions, so I want to kind of look at those numbers and see kind of going forward what this fund might continually pay. So disclaimer, this is a Treasury bill ETF, so it is a new innovative fund. Typically in the past, you look at like SGov, T-Bill, those are all Treasury bills that pay once a month. The cool thing about Roundhill and what they're doing with this fund is that it will pay you every single week. So really cool if you want weekly income, if you want to live off the income from your portfolio. This is an instrument you could definitely go take a look at and definitely look at, do some more research on it for sure. So scrolling down a little bit, I did a video back in March talking about this fund. So definitely go check out that video. I'll link it down below if you kind of want to see more of a deep dive. But pretty much what Week does, it's weekly paying ETF that goes out and purchases Treasury bills with short durations. So, 0 to 3 months expiring. That's pretty much what their portfolio is going to be consisted of. But not going to go a deep dive into their holdings today, but high level, it's going to be cash and it's going to be Treasury bills on a short-term basis. So let's go ahead and look at the dividend history so far, right? So this is over on, let me pull up the right window, zoom in a little bit here for you guys. So this is on Yahoo Finance and looking at some past historical data here. And like we talked about, it pays every single week. So this past week, April 15th, it paid almost 8 cents. It paid 7.8 cents. Week before that, 7.8 cents. April 1st, 7.9 cents, 7.9 cents, 8 cents, 6.8 cents, and so forth there. So you can see it's only been out a little bit over a month, right? So a couple payments so far, close to 7 or 8 cents, right? So the first one was 7 cents. All the other ones have been right at that 8 cent per week. So it's $100 per share. So if we pull up a calculator, right? So $100. So if we made 8 cents, we'll say 8 cents on $100 roughly. And then we multiply that by 52 weeks. You're looking around a 4% yield. Specifically, we can pull this up and kind of see that on Yahoo Finance. Okay, of course, they're not going to show us, but the yield should be right there. But it's roughly a 4% yield, right? It's going to fluctuate based upon how much Treasury bills are paying, but that's kind of a ballpark of where it's at. Expense ratio 0.19. So whatever your yield is, you have to subtract, 19 basis points there. So that's kind of a rundown, right? 7 or 8 cents per week per 100 or per share rather. So per $100 roughly will get you kind of that distribution. So nothing crazy, but 4% is definitely better than zero in a lot of the different bank accounts we have out there. So last but not, let's pull up the chart for this fund, right? So once again, this fund is Roundhill's Weekly T-Bill ETF. So if you're interested, definitely go check it out. Its ticker symbol is WEEK. So pretty cool there. Let's zoom in a little bit and look at some of the past historical data based upon its charting, right? So as we can see here, so this was May DT35. So this is the past couple months, right? But you can see, so I think this is March 5th. I don't understand what they're 5/3/2025. It's definitely not May. Or maybe it's 2024. I'm not sure. But either way, typically, the fund is going to go up. And then as soon as it goes on X dividend date, it's going to drop by the dividend amount. So in this case, it dropped. So it closed at 36. It dropped to, okay, so this is not, it's dropping by 30 cents. I'm not sure. Okay, no. So maybe this is a bad website to pull some data from. Let's go to just Google, I guess. Week ETF. Let me pull this up. Okay, Google doesn't have it on there, but high level, right? So it's just going to pretty much go up and down. I guess I can pull up on Robinhood, but pretty much per week, right? So depending on this dividend amount. Okay, so maybe the first couple weeks it didn't have a dividend, but going forward, right? Dividend. Okay, so this website is not a great resource to use. Let me see if I can pull up something else. Apologies, guys. Okay, so we got that back up on the screen now. This is in Robinhood. So this is the past 3 months. The inception date was back in March, but you can see it started out roughly $100, went up to 109 cents, dropped down to roughly 8 cents there, goes back up to 107 cents, drops to, so it's dropping by that dividend every single week. So I just kind of wanted to, visualize that and kind of illustrate how this fund performs, right? From a charting perspective, obviously we're getting distributions every single week. So that kind of explains the charting here. And once again, Week seeks to provide weekly distributions and stable NAV through an actively managed portfolio of U.S. Treasury bills with maturities between 0 and 3 months there. They have roughly 16 holdings currently. Roughly 99% of their portfolio are government bond Treasury bills. And you can see that here. All different expirations, I imagine, but definitely on a short-term basis. So hope that was helpful. They have roughly $6 million assets under management. We'll see how this fund does if people flock to it. All the people that are holding like SGov and T-Bill and some of the other popular Treasury bill ETFs, if they want a more frequent distribution, this could be something that they can consider. But yeah, guys, that's a quick little update on Roundhill's Weekly T-Bill ETF. Definitely go check it out if you're looking for a fund with a stable NAV and pays a conservative yield based upon U.S. Treasury bills with maturities between 0 to 3 months. Hopefully this was valuable. If it was, please like and subscribe down below and stay tuned for more content coming out in the future. Cheers.